Welcome, Circle A. We are so excited to have you guys joining us this evening, whether you're joining us live or you're joining us for a replay later. Welcome to the end of our 2022 virtual experience.
We're live.
We are live. I'm talking to myself on the phone here. Welcome to the end of our 2022 virtual experience. We have had such an awesome summer. With all of you guys kind of looking back at some of the classic dynamic living and Circle A material and studying it together. So we're just so thankful that you guys have joined us tonight, whether you've been a part of our summer program or whether you're just joining us on Facebook Live. So welcome.
Yeah. And, in watching all the old stuff with Dad and then also getting to hear a little bit from Melody. I don't know if you guys listened to that series, but it was pretty great. You should probably check it out if you haven't. In fact, this is something we didn't talk about, but we're live, so here we go.
Okay.
I've seen some of you guys might not have started at the beginning. You registered midway through. So these lessons are going to be available on YouTube, and you can revisit that and experience that education. Really listen to it. I think you're going to get something great out of it. But it's great to be here with you guys. I hope that you guys are all doing well. You did your stretchy boos. You're ready for the year to come. And we're going to tell you about what you have to look forward to in the next year. So get ready.
That's right. So we are going to kick off tonight with our announcement because we know that that's what everyone is most excited to hear. So we're going to share a little bit about what's coming next summer for Circle A. And then after we share about that, we're going to talk a little bit about this summer and share some things from you guys that you have sent in as far as what really stood out to you this summer and what you've been enjoying from Dynamic Living. But before we get to that, we are going to make the announcement. Now, you guys probably know if you've seen our materials coming out over this summer that we are going back to an in-person experience for summer 2023. We're so excited. We're going to have the Circle A Summit. The Circle A Summit. This is going to be a family camp type experience that is for kids and adults. So you don't have to come as a family. You can come as a single adult. Or you can bring your family, and it's going to be really, really awesome. And we're going to be merging some classic Circle A activities that you're going to hear more about in a little bit with some new spaces and some new lessons and some new features. And it's going to be a really, really incredible experience. So we would absolutely love for you guys to join us. And we are just continuing the vision and the mission of Circle A, which is to just hold that space of the circle of God's agape love where all are welcomed in. And we believe in that space, we can continue to grow to become all that God has created us to be, both individually and as a Circle A community. So we're so excited for this in-person summit. So you might be wondering the details, right? You might be wondering where we're going and when we're going to go there. Well, you guys, we have all the details for you tonight. And we actually have registration open for you this very evening. We're so excited to tell you that for our summit in 2023.
The moon. No.
Oh,
I'm
man.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Dad always wanted to go to the moon. Maybe that'll be coming up in one of these years before too long. But until the moon, we are going to go back to Michigan. We're going to Michigan, you guys, in summer 2023. We are going to be at a campground located about an hour south of Rockford, which is where our Circle A campus was in Michigan for so many years. It's a different camp. It's called Camp Mishawana, and we're going to be there for our summit. And Stephen's going to tell you a little bit about why we chose Michigan, although you might already be able to guess why we chose to go back to Michigan for this summit. So let me give you the dates. It's going to be June 2nd through June 6th. So it's a 4-night experience. And the prices, I'm going to actually give you that too right off the bat because it's all set. We have been able to get an incredible deal from a campground that just their hearts just went out to us when we told them our story. And they're like, we're going to make this work for you. Even though they have camp there the whole summer, they are fitting us in on these dates in June. And so our registration cost is amazing. And we're so grateful that we are able to say our registration cost is $275 per person for our Circle A Summit in 2023. In addition to that, we're going to have some transportation options for you that would increase the cost a little bit, but the base cost to come to the summit is $275 per person. So the website is available at circleacamp.com. You can register right now for our summit in 2023. But we're going to tell you a little bit more about it. So stick with us for a little bit, and then you can go register after that. So, Stephen, tell us a little bit more about where we're going.
Yeah, this place is really awesome. And just like on the website, there's an address there. You can check it out on Google Maps. It's sprawling. Like there's forests, there's lakes, there's some sort of like ropes course there that I saw on Google Maps. It looks pretty awesome. There's just every part of the facility that we need to do a good Circle A program. They have it there. And on top of that, some really cool housing options as well, which when we're looking for places where you can bring families together, we're bringing kids in some places, we need the right kind of housing. And so this was just, a godsend location. Also, I think Gabe had something to do with it too. So thank you, Gabe, for connecting us with this place. But it was just a really great location to be able to experience Circle A, to come together. So get excited. Check it out. Why did we pick Michigan? Well, obviously, I think you guys can imagine it's just a perfect place during the summer to run a camp, for one. The standards of camps in Michigan are always really great. And to be able to go not just near camp, we are flying into Grand Rapids. This is an hour's drive from Rockford. We will be probably, making a little excursion. If you guys want to, come on with us over to the original campus. Check it out. Go to Rockford, have some ice cream at Rocky's, or go down for a bagel sandwich at Herman's Boy. Just have some great reminiscing moments there as we experience the new campus that we have access to this summer, because it's going to be so cool. So get ready for that. It's just awesome. All right. So what to expect from the summit while we're there? Well, let me read a list of things here. We've got activities that are specialized for kids, teens, and adults. We're going to have lake activities. We're going to have team sports, gaga ball, rope courses, and a whole lot more. So get excited about that. The seminar is going to be appropriate for youth as well as adults. Anyone from age 8 and up, come on in. You're going to get something out of it. We've got a open forum adults group for the purpose of sharing stories and ideas. Really some cool stuff there. If you don't know, OFIDA stands for an open forum. Help me.
Into developing adulthood.
Into developing adulthood.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought it was OFIDA only known. So I'm glad that there are other people here that are more intelligent than me to remind me what our company's, our organization's slogan is. All right, so we're also going to do the field trips out to Circle A and surrounding places. Really cool stuff there. And we're going to do, those old Circle A traditions. We're going to have camp songs, the buzzards might show up, Olympics Day, and of course, gotta have those stretchy boos in the morning. So I want to see you all out there. I don't care how old you are. I want you out on that court. All right. So other things that we're gonna have, these accommodations for the housing. They're gonna be cabin style. Really cool stuff. They also have campsites for tents or RVs. So depending on what your needs are. If you're a family coming in that needs something like that, we have that available to you. So really cool stuff. As well as all the meals are included in this price, which is crazy to me. So thank you to this camp for being able to do that. For a 5-day camp experience at our old location, it was in the 600s, 700s.
Yeah, at least.
So this is huge. This is awesome. And then we might throw in a couple more special things throughout your experience there. There's tell of bringing back Mary Lou's Trading Post garage sale situation, maybe at the original Trading Post, who knows. But
possible.
We do have a lot of old Circle A merch that's sitting around that could, really need a loving home to take care of it. So if that's your home, come on down. But there's lots of other things we're going to be doing. You guys get excited. This is going to be such an incredible summer. I can't wait for it. So who can come? Like I said, it accommodates ages 8 to 18 for our kids-focused program. And then we also have an adults program, which we're going to be doing as well. So, almost any age, come on down. We've got something for you. So you can bring the whole family on this one. It's going to be unlike any experience you've had at Circle A, I think. Maybe there were a couple back in the day that might be reminiscent of this, but nothing like this. All right. And then we also can accommodate children younger than 8, but that is going to be with the parents there. You are going to be completely responsible for your child's care, but we're not going to turn you away if you show up with your kid. Just know that they're your kid. They're not our kid. All right. And then I also just wanted to mention, if you guys have questions, if you have concerns, cries of outrage, or praise, hit us up on Facebook right now. We're live, obviously. So ask us some questions right now, and we will get back to you on that. In fact, I'm going to go check Facebook right now. So if you have questions, comments, leave them now.
Send them
I'm
to
coming.
Steven.
All right?
All right, so we want to tell you a little bit more. We want you to know that it may feel a little bit like a reunion, right? Because we are opening this up to Circle A alumni of all sorts, or just friends of Circle A, but it's not necessarily a reunion. It is open to anyone. So if you have friends or family that you would like to bring along with you, we would love to have them join. If you've never been to Circle A and you're curious about what it's all about, come on and sign up for the Circle A Summit. This is not necessarily a reunion, although we are going to look back on our history and enjoy and remember and celebrate some of those things. But it's really a family camp, a family retreat that's going to just immerse us in Circle A. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited to bring my family. I'm so excited to bring some of my friends and to see some of our awesome Circle A friends. Now, we do want to be really clear because this is different than we've ever done before. So you guys are going to be learning with us, okay? But we've never done a family camp type environment. We've done Volunteer Week, which was adults only. And then we've done Circle A Camp, which was kids only, right? So this is our first family environment. So what we want to be really clear on is that all minors need to attend with a parent or guardian. So if you are bringing your family and your kids have a friend or two they want to bring along, perfectly okay, as long as that child's parent signs a waiver that you are the responsible guardian while they're there. And how it's going to go is that for part of the activities, we're going to be all together. So there's going to be some all camp activities where kids will be with parents and families together. And then there's also going to be some parts where kids are separated from the adults. So we're actually going to be running what we call our Thrive Summer Experience, which is something that we've been running actually at our church for the last few summers here in Florida. And it's a really awesome program using the Thrive material from Skip that we've geared towards youth ages 8 through 18. So if you, the kids are going to be in the Thrive Summer Experience for pieces of the day. So ages 8 through 18, you're going to be in that experience with some trained leadership team members, having all kinds of fun, doing classic Circle A stuff and some new stuff, and learning the Thrive content from Skip. If you're an adult, during those times, we're going to have our own seminar times and our group discussions, our open forum discussions. So, families, adults, you are responsible for the children you bring. That is the point that I'm making here. They will be in our care during only the specific Thrive Summer Experience times. They will be with our leadership team. All the rest of the time, they're under your care and safe on the premises of the campgrounds. So we just want to make that clear. It's a little bit different, but we're really excited to try it out and see how it goes. And you can find more information about all of that on our website, or if you have questions about how that's going to work, please feel free to email us or ask on Facebook right now, and we will get back to you. So we're going to talk a little bit about some of the themes that we're going to engage at the Circle A Summit, because we've been talking a lot this year about what have we learned from dynamic living that we want to preserve for the next generation. What have we learned that these specific words and these specific stories and this specific way of communicating this idea it's perfect for the next generation, and we want to preserve it. And then we've been talking about what do we want to translate for the next generation. So taking the same lessons but translating them into a way that is relatable with the next generation that's coming. And then we've been talking about what have we learned as a Circle A community that we want to add to the conversation. And so we're going to be talking about all of those things throughout the year and then at our summit. So we don't want you to miss that. We would love to have you join us and be a part of those questions, be a part of those conversations, and be a part of learning together. We've kind of narrowed it down into some themes that we're going to talk about next summer. And we're just going to preview those themes tonight really quickly and think about some questions that kind of fall into those themes that are all based in dynamic living and in the lessons that Skip taught us for all of the years of Circle A. So the first theme is significance. Significance. And that was always a huge theme in Dad's teaching, whether it was at Circle A or in his other teaching around the world. Significance was so much bigger and more important than success, right? So we're going to be exploring this concept of significance, and we're going to ask questions about what sort of achievement truly makes a difference in our lives and makes a difference in the world. And we're going to be thinking about what we do with failure. That was a big thing that my dad taught us so much about. And to be honest, I'm really excited about delving into some of his teachings about that and learning again from him, because I think every time we learn it in a new way, right? We learn from the moment that we're in our lives. And so we're going to be talking together about what we do with failure. We're going to be talking about what it really means to say yes to our potential. And we're going to be talking about how do we find and embrace our self-worth, which is such a big part of dynamic living. So that's what we're going to be talking about in terms of significance. The next theme we're going to be talking about is values. Values. This was so important in the seminars and in everything Skip taught our leadership team every summer for all the years of Circle A. We learned so much about values. And so we're going to be talking about that this summer, and we're going to be talking about loyalty and integrity and generosity and wisdom and authenticity and enthusiasm and self-discipline and action and persistence, and so many of the values that Skip taught us as a part of dynamic living in Circle A, and kind of maybe putting some new names on them, maybe telling some new stories about them, and really spending some time in reflection about what values are most important to us. So that's going to be a really exciting theme. The next theme we're going to be talking about is interconnection. Interconnection. This is a really important concept, right? As our world gets more fragmented and more disconnected, how do we maintain the art of interconnection, and why is that even important? And so we're going to talk more about the lost art of listening, which we talked a little bit about this summer. We're going to talk more about it next summer. We're going to talk about how compassion and empathy really affect our relationships. And we're going to think about how curiosity disarms conflict and builds relationship. And then we're going to think about how we cultivate healthy friends and family relationships. And certainly, Dad has taught us so much about that in the Love Seminar and so many different pieces of his teachings. So we're going to explore that next summer. Then the next theme is going to be environment. Environment. This is a big one. This is a big one. And man, when I think of Circle A, when I think of our camp, that was one of the things that stood out and was so transformational in so many lives, was the environment that we created at Circle A. And so we're going to think about that. And we're going to think about how, as a society, our attention and focus has been so reshaped. Even over the last 20 years, even over the last 3 years, how much our attention and our focus is shaped and reshaped and stolen, and how important it is to be proactive about that. We're going to think about specifically the principles of exclusion and command as they relate to our environment. We're going to think about how we create an environment that's conducive to growth, conducive to joy. We're going to think about all the ways that Skip taught us to create the environment of Circle A, where we're always looking for the good, where we are focused on being present. So we're going to think a lot about that. And we're also going to think about our literal environment, our literal created world, and being outside in nature and how that affects our minds and our bodies and our experience of life We're going to think about all that. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness, I'm getting excited. I want to go right now. Okay, we got 2 more themes to cover. We're going to talk about health. We're going to talk about what we've learned about practices with our physical health and our mental health and our financial health. Skip taught us so much about that. And so we're gonna come together and we're gonna talk about that, and we're gonna pool the lessons that we've learned from Skip and in our own lives about health, because that's such an important topic. And then we're gonna talk about faith, of course. That was always the bedrock of Circle A. It's certainly the bedrock of our lives, and so we're gonna have some time next summer to talk about faith as well. And so we're just so excited, you guys, about these themes. And I will tell you this. It's not just going to be me teaching seminars, right? I've told you before, I'm not my dad, and I'm not going to try and be my dad. I'm not the expert in all these areas. We are bringing in a team of experts or of experts in the making. Let's put it that way. People who have been immersed in Circle A for years, or people who truly understand these themes and these concepts and can teach us. And so we're going to have a variety of teachers at our summit next summer, and it's going to be really awesome. It's going to be really, really awesome. So let's transition. No, actually, I'm going to tell you a few more things about next summer before we transition onto this summer. A couple other things we want to say. We're telling you these plans, and they are our plans, and that we are underway. But it is a year away. So while we're excited about all these things, we're going to keep you posted throughout the year. If any of these little bits and pieces change or shift, we will let you know. But the dates are solid, the price is solid, the place is solid, and we will let you know any more details that come up as we go. But we are planning this together with some LTs who have been a part of Circle A for a long time. We've got a couple different generations of LTs that are a part of our planning team and that are going to be there to teach and to lead. So we're just so excited. It's going to be amazing, and we'll get you more information about all that's going to be happening. We're going to pack so much into these 4.5 days. It's going to be pretty unbelievable. So get ready. We also want to let you know this is a retreat family camp situation. So you can participate in whatever parts of it you want to participate in. So if there are physical activities that you're like, I don't want to go do that particular physical activity, totally okay. You can enjoy the campground on your own. You will have a schedule of events, and you can choose to participate in whatever you would like to participate in. It's your experience. We also wanted to let you know this format for this coming summer, which is the family camp, family retreat, summit type of environment, is not necessarily our forevermore format. We are exploring this format. We are experimenting with this format. And so we would love your feedback on the format. Specifically if you come, you'll probably have better feedback if you're there and can experience it. But we do plan to continue in-person Circle A experiences. And if this format works awesome, it may be this exact format, or we may tweak it. So we just want to let you know this is for next summer, and we're going to grow from there. Because we're really assessing how we can be most effective at carrying on this legacy of dynamic living. And we know that to be most effective in that, it's about you guys. It's about our community. It's about our Circle A family. It's about each of you kind of picking up that torch and passing it on. So we want to help you be most effective in passing it on. That's kind of our goal as far as carrying on the legacy of dynamic living. We did mention we are putting together an all-star leadership team. We're going to be learning from those who have put dynamic living into practice in their lives. In addition to everything I said and all the themes I mentioned, we are also looking into the possibility of pulling some of my dad's teaching from our staff training weeks. So we may have a segment of our experience to listen to some of his teaching that was probably some of the best teaching he did in the whole world. And he did a lot of teaching all over the world. But the teaching that he gave our leadership team in the summer times was just exceptional. And so we're looking into some of that to listen to together and to discuss together, because we feel like that could just be an amazing experience as well. So That's what's coming next summer, you guys. I really am so excited. I'm ready to go right now. But we have a few months to keep planning and preparing and saving and booking our flights and all of that. But if you are interested in coming, I would recommend registering soon because we do have a limited space at this campground. And we would love to accommodate everyone who wants to be there, but we will have to cut it off when we reach our max. So let's transition for a little moment and talk about this summer because this summer was really wonderful and incredible. We got such great feedback from you guys from the 1985 Dynamic Living Seminar that we all watched together. We loved all that you had to say about the study guide and the groups that got together to study this material. Was really, really, we're just so grateful. I know it would mean so much to Dad to know that this seminar was circulated again this year. We're also really grateful for your generous donations. We did open up this program basically for free with whatever gift you wanted to give. And so we're really thankful. Every dollar goes towards this ministry. So we're really grateful for everything that you gave this summer. And it will go into our work for next summer and beyond as we continue to spread this legacy. So we have a couple videos to show you guys. We asked a couple of our LTs. There's a couple teams of LTs that were meeting together this summer to go through this process. And so we asked a couple of them to send in some videos of just what stood out most to them in going back through the Dynamic Living Seminar. So we're going to intro those videos now.
Hi, Bridget Hughes here, and I wanted to share with you all that the thing that I was most excited to hear about in the seminar this year was the principle of giving. From the very get-go, when Skip started talking, I just got really excited about this principle again. And it made me think a lot about giving, obviously. Giving, our planned giving versus our spontaneous giving. Where are we giving? How are we giving? And to kind of rethink all of those things and just be excited about giving. And the other way I started thinking about this with giving is also just being really generous in spirit and giving other people love and meeting them where they're at and just, being understanding and compassionate with people and always just being willing to give that to them. And it's exciting because, I'm not giving so that I get back, but I know with this principle that with whatever giving that I do, that we do, somehow, somewhere, it will come back to us. It's an exciting principle.
Revisit the 1987 recording of Say Yes to Your Potential Dynamic Living Seminar. And it was really interesting to share with the team that I went through it with and reviewed it, to hear our different perspectives from hearing it as young people, tweens and teenagers, to the perspective of years and how we view things differently now versus when we originally heard it, how we thought it might have come across to adults that were in the recording of that video versus how we heard it as teenagers and younger sitting up at Circle A in Michigan, and even coming to new conclusions based on what you're hearing from other people as far as how they perceive something. And that was a really eye-opening experience for me. It's led to further growth, and I will add, there was some nostalgia to that time period. I think that was filmed right before I started going to Circle A, so brought back a lot of good memories as well. But just a wonderful experience and a really great time to also look at how some of the things changed over the years. So it just was a great experience, great to get back and realize how much of Dynamic Living Seminar is foundational to the person that I am, and to who foundational to a lot of great friends that have been on this journey. But yeah, just so much to learn and so much that went into it. It was really great, and I look forward to what's next to come.
Hey guys,
I wanted to add a couple more points to what I had said previously regarding the Circle A experience of this summer and plans into the future. First, there was a really good thought, and it kind of capped a lot of the thoughts I've been having around how to measure accomplishments. And so in my for me, coming to the realization that having that description of the person that I wanted to become, and then being able to measure my progress in relation to that. And Kevin Hughes made a really good point that our proper self-image really is a dynamic, a healthy one is a dynamic thing, meaning it's never fixed, and as we grow, it's going to change, but also as we recognize that we want further growth, it's going to have additional change to where we're going to. So that thought really brings together a lot of the things that I've been working through for myself. I also wanted to add that as far as circling into the future, what I would like it to be is a resource, and I think that could potentially come in multiple forms for people, with a particular emphasis on young people, being able to form a solid foundation. I think that was one of the big moments for me in our last meeting of the summer was how many of us expressed that foundations that are key to our proper self-image have come from our experience at Circle A. So I appreciate you taking the time, and thanks, guys, for all that you do.
Awesome. We also have a couple written responses that we wanted to share. So the first one is from Frank, and he writes, "It has been such a blessing to experience the seminar again. There are so many gems that it is difficult to pick out just one. However, I will say that it has reminded me how impactful Skip and Susan and Circle A were for my own self-esteem. The message that we can become all that we were created to be, and that we can take concrete steps to reach our goals, is one that gave me confidence, courage, and resilience that has been invaluable to me throughout my life. I am eternally grateful." And then Tim shared a memory that we wanted to share to celebrate. Tim writes, "Skip and I had a long conversation one day about having an ultimate goal in life and why that was so important to especially guys in this world. This helped to avoid issues like the midlife crisis that many struggle with. This has had a profound impact upon me, and it's why I do so much coaching now. This one conversation has led to me impacting over 1,000 kids for the better. This is a clear example of Skip growing others that he didn't even meet." I just love that. I love that from both of you guys. Thank you so much for sending those in. And I know there are lots more that we could read, but we're not going to take the time tonight. But we love hearing these stories of how you guys are spreading dynamic living throughout the world. And as I've been sitting in on a part of some of the leadership teams that are meeting to continue Circle A right now, it's incredible to see the teachers and the spiritual leaders and the professors and the business leaders and the entrepreneurs that are using so much of what they learned at Circle A to impact more people. And so, I mean, that was Dad's dream. That was Dad's vision. And so we love celebrating that with you. We love hearing about that. It means so much to our family. And we just want to be, like Mike said, a resource for that to continue, and a platform to build that foundation for the next generation. So that's what we're looking into for the future. We love hearing from you guys about this summer, and we really believe that next summer in Michigan with the summit, talking about all these things is just going to be so awesome.
All right, guys, I'm back. Howdy. I left you in good hands, but I've been on Facebook for about 20 minutes, and you know what? I realized I don't know how to use Facebook. So I don't think we had any like real substantial questions. Most of them were just registration information. So costs, again, it's $275 per person. I have yet to get an answer to my question. Will there be pool parties? We don't know.
We don't know.
They might be lake parties.
Lake
but
party.
that'd be pretty epic. All that said, the website is live. Go to circleacamp.com. Register now. It's a slightly different style of registration because of the factors of this summer, where we've got adults that need to be registering with kids as opposed to adults registering. So take your time. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us at you could reach us out on Facebook, but even better would be to email directly at circlea.info@gmail.com. That's our best contact source. And someone will get back to you with all of the answers that you need. There's more content, more, not paperwork, more forms that will be coming in the future, more contact that we'll have with you throughout the year about this upcoming summer. So look forward to that. Check emails. Check us out on Facebook. And Melody has some really great parting words. But all I will say is I look forward to seeing you there, guys. It's going to be a blast. You want to be there, bring some friends. It doesn't matter. I mean, if they don't have Circle A experience, they're still going to have a blast. It's a great campus. It's great fun. And they're going to be with some great people. So it'll be an experience you don't want to miss.
It's going to be so awesome, truly. And if you don't have a family, if you're single, please come. We will absolutely work out that housing situation, and you're going to have an awesome time. There's going to be lots of content for adults. So don't let the word family camp dissuade anyone from coming, because it really is going to be for everybody. Yeah. So we're so excited. So Mike mentioned this in his video, but I wanted to mention it again because I was thinking about it today. This idea of dynamic living. And, you know, when I've heard dynamic living growing up, I always thought it meant like enthusiastic, right? Like, I'm a word person. Dynamic to me always translated enthusiastic, or just, you know, big and bold and awesome. And it means that. But dynamic also means changing, right? It means changing to fit however it can be most effective. That's another definition for dynamic living. And so I love thinking about that word dynamic in that way as we look to the future, because everything that Dad taught us can change, not the concept, but our understanding of it as we grow. And as we grow, we become dynamic, and that's a part of our dynamic life. And so that's what's happening to Circle A. It's a dynamic change for the better. And I know Dad would be so excited about this summer. And so we're really, really happy to invite you guys. So as I was thinking about how Dad might close such an occasion, I recalled that he loved to share quotes. And so we pulled a few quotes tonight to finish off our time together, because it's always good to stand on the shoulders of those who have gone before you. So here's a quote from Warren Buffett. He writes, "Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone else planted a tree a long time ago." And I think we're sitting in the shade, right? This amazing group of Circle A alumni and friends and family, we're sitting in the shade of what Skip and Susan planted all those years ago. And now it's time for us to plant some trees too. Stephen Covey writes, "Be patient with yourself. Self-growth is tender. It's holy ground. There's no greater investment." And that one just stood out to me because it is holy work. It's important work. And it's work that can get lost in our crazy race of life these days. And so we just invite you to tend that ground for yourself, for your future, for your family, for the next generation. It's important work. Abraham Maslow writes, one can choose to go back towards safety or forward towards growth. Growth must be chosen again and again. Fear must be overcome again and again. So that's what we're choosing now for Circle A is growth. And we're choosing it again and again. And we invite you to choose it with us. And then my favorite one is by Edith Wharton. And she writes, there are two ways of spreading light. To be the candle or the mirror that reflects it. So I think we can be a community of mirrors for all that we've learned from Skip and Susan, from our friends and family at Circle A, and we can continue to pass it on. So we love you guys. We're looking forward to seeing so many of you next summer, and we will be in communication with you throughout the year until we meet again. So we love you guys.
See you guys.